In today's video, I'm going to share the assembly process and my first impressions on this $350 55-inch sit-stand desk from Flexispot. So with that said, here's a quick word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is sponsored by Good Offer 24. If you want to grab yourself a Windows 10 professional key for cheap, then click the link in the description, sign up for an account, make sure the key is supported in your region, then hit buy now and add my promo code SW18 to get 18% off your purchase. Bada bing, bada boom. Quick heads up, this desk was sent to me for free by Flexispot for an honest review, and that's exactly what you're gonna get.
All right, so taking a look at what's included, we have our two desk feet, we have the lifting columns, we have baffles, support plates, and then probably the most interesting thing for me is a transmission rod. I've never built a desk like this, and I've actually built probably 5 or 6 sit-stand desks. So this is going to be interesting, but I would imagine it's not too complicated. Also included is your control box. And then, man, I have to say, I'm really disappointed in the keypad that is included. So, like I said, I've built a few of these sit-stand desks, and some of them are budget friendly, and their keypads were nicer than this one. I mean, seriously, not only does it look tacky with the logo that big, but there's nothing tactile about it. It's literally just a flat surface. So I don't know if I'm hovering over a button, and it just looks cheap. So it's flat, not good. On the other hand though, like every other desk, you have all of your pieces that you'll need and some cable management. All you get here is what, 4 of these little adhesive straps. So yeah, they really went all out with this one. Looking at the instructions though, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's not rocket science. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty frustrated right now with these directions. The order in which you do things is really kind of asinine. And the reason I say that is because you start off with this cross beam, you loosen these up, you extend the cross beam, and then you tighten it all down. Now, the next following step is using the transmission rod, lodging it in and expanding it to the proper width and tightening it down with a wrench. Now, that's all fine and dandy until you realize that you didn't make the cross beam long enough, in which case you now are left with a rod that is too short and wrenched down just super tight. Now, I didn't even do it that tight, but I used a wrench because that's literally what the sticker says to do. That means now I need to find a way to loosen this because my hands just slip even though I'm, you know, one of the strongest people in the world. The reason it's asinine, regardless of the whole transmission rod, is the fact that you need to know where the legs are going, because once you get the legs attached, you can then see how your cross beam needs to be configured. So in this situation, it makes no sense because you're not even looking or referencing at the actual tabletop. You're just eyeballing it, actually doing a permanent step with the transmission rod, and then you're just completely screwed. Whereas on other desks, the legs are actually separate pieces and you don't have to attach this piece. It already has this piece attached and you're just taking a crossbar and feeding it into the both openings and tightening it down, which makes a lot more sense. Another weird thing is there's no pre-drilled holes in the center of the desk. So right here and right here, I would assume you'd want to drill it down so that it has some support in the middle, because it kind of has some give right now. And I guess I have to drill those myself, even though there's pre-drilled holes all over the place. It may sound like I'm whining, but honestly, everyone wants to build their desk in the most efficient way possible. And so doing things like this that set you back is extremely frustrating. And in my case, I have to figure out how I'm even gonna loosen this freaking thing up. Oh, and one more thing, and this goes for every company, whether it's sit-stand desks or not, it's extremely helpful to provide indication as to which way things should face. So of course I could, you know, assume based on the pre-drilled holes on the tabletop that this is the front where the keypad goes, but it would be nice to just be like, yeah, this is the front of the desk. You know, based on these tabs, should these be facing the back of the desk or the front? Same with this motor. Things like that just make the building process of any product so much more efficient And yeah, I'm not calling just Flexispot out, but any company, it would be really, really appreciated. Then again, I guess it doesn't matter which way these face because there's no freaking pre-drilled hole. But anyways, I'm gonna check back tomorrow because I don't feel like doing this tonight. All right, so it's the next day. I was able to loosen that nut and fix the transmission rod, so yay. So after getting that sorted, I looked at the directions and realized, uh-oh, this is showing a lot of space between the leg and the edge of the desk. And it says here, under 7.9 inches to the both edges, which I don't think is English, but I do think that's saying this needs to be at least 7.9 inches away from the edge of the desk. That's 7.9 inches. That is really way too far out. And although I really probably should unscrew it and fix it, I'm gonna ride it out because you know what? Those are pre-drilled holes. I don't know what else they would be for, which also leads me to my next thing. There's pre-drilled holes for the keypad, but there's no pre-drilled holes for the control box. So that's kind of weird, especially since there's no pre-drilled holes for the center support. I'm just starting to think that these pre-drilled holes are a waste of time. This desk may be less expensive than other options, but man, oh man, it's going to give you a hard time. Probably not the preferred method of flipping it over, but that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, so now that it's flipped over, I do wanna let you know I installed the baffles. I drilled the 2 center holes for extra support, attached the control box, of course, all things that I had to drill on my own, but it's here, it's on, it's supported. Let's plug it in and see if it actually works. Okay, wow, I have to say, it's pretty awesome that the cord is super, super long, so definitely helpful. We've got the green light here, says 28. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, no, my finger just came off. Ooh. In order to fix the ASR error, we have to bring it all the way down to its lowest height. So word of advice, don't make it go as tall as it can go because you'll have to do this. So it's easy. That was just my fault for going too high, but then again, it also should tell you to stop. But you know, looking at the keypad, like I said, I'm gonna move it back because look how far it's sticking out. I didn't even realize that. But it has the up, down, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, and 3 are saved height positions. And then of course you have M, which is how you actually save that height position. And then A, which I don't know if I've seen that before. It's the reminder button used to activate the long time sitting reminder function. What? Okay, so it says in order to use this, we're gonna press A, and then when it shows on, we're going to adjust the reminder time, and then press any button to save the time setup. So let's see if we can get this to work here. On. I wanna make this as low as possible so we can test it here. Oh shit, okay. And then boom. Yeah, I guess in 1 minute, it's going to have some sort of audible buzz or tone to let us know that we've been sitting on our fat ass too long and it's time to stand up. There we go. So no, the hot pockets aren't ready, but it's time to get up off your fat ass. So cool. All right, so I have the desk in a random corner in my room. In the next video, I'll set up the dual monitor mount that they sent me, put 2 smaller monitors on there, probably take my Razer laptop to power everything, get some peripherals, and really just kind of mess around here. Normally I use my actual equipment and there's just too much of that, and a desk this size, 55 inches, is not going to work. So it's nice to have a little corner, although maybe not the best spot. It's nice to have a little section that I could test things. So I'll start with this desk and the dual monitor mount, and I'll have a follow-up review soon. But I did want to kind of go over real quick a recap of my initial thoughts on this desk. With the desk assembled, it is sturdy. It does look good. It does also look like every other desk on the market, but that is a good thing. When you get this configuration, it's most likely going to look the same regardless of the company. Now, again, I do think this keypad is absolutely terrible. I did push it back, but still, it just looks tacky. I mean, the branding does not look good, especially since their logo is just text. And then the fact that, I mean, it's really not visually appealing, but the buttons, you can't feel anything. It sucks. I couldn't just go here and be like, yeah, I'm going down, you know, like I don't even know if I'm pressing a button. So that is a flaw in my opinion. And I don't know if they have an upgraded keypad that you could pay a little bit more for, but still, even at the lower end, you shouldn't have something this tacky. Again, the assembly process was not ideal. I highly recommend that they just quickly make a few edits to the directions and it will save everyone so much time. But regardless, once you figure it out, it's pretty straightforward. It's like every other desk. I'm still not sure about the legs, if they should be that far out. I know they shouldn't be like super close to where me having my legs under the desk means that I'm feeling the bars, but yeah, they are kind of out there. So again, I'm not sure if the pre-drilled holes were for something else or if the directions, the 7.9 inches is completely irrelevant. I don't know. Either way, I left it and it's fine. I mean, it's a 55-inch tabletop. You know, if this was an L desk or even just something longer, yeah, I guess you might want to be a little more aware of what you're doing, but with a tabletop like this, I think we're fine. You will have to drill some holes yourself, so if you're not interested in doing that, this is not the desk for you. However, every other company that I've used thus far has had all of those holes pre-drilled. And if you wanted to add accessories afterwards, then you would drill them yourself. But yeah, things like the control box, those should definitely be pre-drilled. With that said though, I definitely had negative thoughts about this desk as I was building it, but now that it's assembled and I'm out of that hellhole of a process, I will say it's pretty much what you expect, and that is definitely a relief. So stay tuned as I kind of make this into a little mini setup and definitely give you a full review. But with that said, I don't think there's much else to say. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.